Hello everyone, this is Chrism, and I'd like to welcome you to a conversation about your Kundalini awakening experience. In this conversation, I'd like to talk with you about strength, Kundalini and strength. And I think I have covered it in one of the other videos as well, but there are other aspects of strength that I would like to talk with you about that have a direct influence from the Kundalini. One of those strengths is mental acuity. Mental strength can be incredibly increased. You'll be a step ahead of everybody in your thoughts. You'll know what they're going to say. You'll know what they're going to do. You'll know how things work all of a sudden. You know how things work. You know, some of you will learn a language without even having to study it. Some of you will write poetry in those languages like Gopi Krishna did. You know, when he had his awakening, as his awakening matured, he was able to speak or write poetry in 3 or 4 or 5 different languages. This goes beyond our understandings, you know, from a scientific basis or from a behavior moderation or modulation type of position. You don't necessarily get to just have a language downloaded into your brain as you go to Princeton or Harvard or Stanford or UC Berkeley or any of those places. Okay, Kundalini brings this to you. Your strength of intellect is amazingly increased, and that's one part of the equation. The other part of the equation is you can become extremely dull. You can become, you know, it'll be hard to add 1 and 1. You'll get 11. Or railroad tracks or something of that nature. As with a lot of the Kundalini experience, your parameters of experience are being widened. Okay, the poles of a normal person will be here. You know, they'll have, you know, the extreme intellect here and then the extreme dullness here. Well, with Kundalini, it goes even beyond what the camera there can show you. So don't be surprised if you find yourself becoming amazingly smart. That is strength of the intellectual body, the mental body, strength of the mental body. And yet, you know, in the same way, don't be surprised if you find yourself being extremely mentally challenged. Okay, that also happens because the parameters of your experience are being broadened. The strength of the mental body is very important in our society. We put a lot of pressure on people to have a strong mental body. We put a lot of pressure on people to be smart, to be intellectually superior. Okay, with the Kundalini, you definitely are intellectually superior to the point of brilliance. Okay, don't be surprised if this happens to you. On the other hand, look at your emotional body and where are your strengths there? Well, with the Kundalini in the emotional body, it can become extremely expressive and you'll have very limited control over it. But the strength is not in controlling it. The strength is in allowing it to express. Here in the West, the United States in particular, we have somewhat of a, well, we have a habit in our culture to not express emotions of a certain type. And with the Kundalini, it will want to express almost every emotion you can possibly receive, that you can possibly express. And I want to encourage you to allow that strength to develop, the emotional body strength. And these are just 2 of the bodies. You know, you already know about physical strength. You already know about strength of character. You already know perhaps about strength of spiritual work. Now consider the mental body, that strength, and consider the emotional body, that strength. And I'll be touching on these 2 strengths again in the future. But right now, I just wanted to touch base with you on these beautiful strengths that lie within you and your Kundalini awakening experience.